Good morning and welcome to the webinar on behalf of Superintendent Joy Hoffmeister and the Federal Programs Office team. I'd like to welcome you to this morning to the MIS 2000 Fall Data Entry webinar presented by Jose Henriquez.
Thank you, Erin. Good morning, everyone. I will start by saying that we will do an overview about the COE, how the recruiter entered the COE, the icon, how to find the icon on the desktop, and then we will go into the data entry on the student view. I will start by showing you where we have the MIS 2000 icon. It's right here on your desktop. Everybody's seeing it, right there, MIS 2000. That's the shortcut. I have it ready here because I am not supposed to use real names. I created one, this John Doe Jr. So I will open my MIS 2000, and this is what will happen when you double click your icon on the desktop. It will open your MIS 2000. If the recruiter is going to create a new COE, the recruiter needs to click on the plus sign in here. If I click it, it will open a new COE, a blank, no information on it. Then the recruiter will need to make sure that this date in here, the COE date, is the actual creation date or the date that the COE is created. And then need to make sure that the school district is the school district that actually doing the COE for. Then when you enter that information here, you need to click the tab key. So when you click the tab key, the system will move to the district ID and will give you the district IG. So in
Jose,
here, yes.
I'm sorry, I don't have that icon on my computer. How do I get to it?
Okay, let me close this again. Okay, you have your desktop in your computer, right?
Yes, I have the desktop.
Okay, do you have this symbol, this icon?
No.
So they didn't do the installation for you?
Well, it seems like it was on here when I spoke with you the other day. You showed me how to get there, but it wasn't through that icon. I don't have that icon.
Okay, let me look then in here in your programs. Go here on the start.
Uh-huh.
And let's look for your programs here and see if you have the program installed.
Okay, I don't think, what's it called again?
MIS 2000.
Okay.
See, here it is in mine.
MIS 2000. Okay, let me look really quick. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. MIS. It's not there.
Yeah, you need to go to scroll down. When you open the start button, you need to scroll down.
To the M's. Yeah, that's where I am.
Yeah, see, here it is mine. See, for example, I have the icon here. Then what computer are you using? Are you using the recruiter's laptop?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Man, you're supposed to have this in the somewhere unless it was deleted.
Well,
And
I don't know why it would have been, but
okay, are you sure it's not in here on the start?
yeah.
Okay.
Let me search. Let me just search here.
Yeah.
Type here MIS. Oh, here it is. When I do a search, it comes.
Okay.
Okay, so now let me get on it there. This says, okay, I just open. That screen didn't look like yours. I'm on family information. That's not where I'm supposed to be, is it?
No, it's okay. You have one family information, that's maybe it. Because you are
It does
looking,
not look like that.
doesn't look like this one?
Let me see. City. Yeah, but
We are on
I'm,
the, yeah.
okay, I have to put a name in, I guess.
No, maybe see, you need to go here on view, on the top here,
Uh-huh.
click on it, and click on COE.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
COE.
And you will see my screen, something similar.
Okay, let me see yours.
See, family, eligibility, children, signatures.
Okay, I see that.
Okay, this is the COE screen. Okay, we are on the same
Okay.
page now. And
Okay.
I was talking about the COE date, the district
Uh-huh.
ID, and I say that the district ID is automatic populated
Okay.
when you are here on the school district and you click the tab key, the system will jump and populate the district ID.
Okay.
Then you need to go into the school year
Okay.
and make sure that you are actually saying this COE was done for the 18-19 school year, but if you are doing a new COE for the current school year, then you need to click 1920. Okay? Because when I review COEs, I still notice that some recruiters they don't change and they actually leave previous year information in there. But just make sure that you
Okay.
are using the current school year.
Okay.
Then we jump into the family. See here on the bottom, we have family tab. Then we enter the parents' information in there, and we have the parent or guardian one. It can be, and we made this gender neutral, so we don't have problem saying that father and mother, but parent guardian one, last name, first name, relationship, and then the parent guardian number two, last name, first name, mother's name, and in here the address, the city, all the information, the contact information for the family as much as possible. Some families maybe they don't have a phone, but almost everybody has a phone right now. Then we jump into eligibility. And before I speak about that, I want you to notice here that when you create a new COE, the system will give a number. It's here in your right top corner. So this is going to be the COE ID. If you, for some reason, need to look for that specific COE, that's the number that you need to use when you search. Okay, in items 1 through 4 is the move when the children arrive into your school district. For example, here in my fake COE, I have that the student moved from Siloam Spring in Arkansas, the United States, into the Oklahoma City School District in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And the student came with the worker here. Sometimes the student doesn't move together, they come to join or before the worker. So in this case, they come together. Just in case if the worker and the student didn't come together, then we need to provide different dates when each came into the district. And also we need a comment. See here, provide comment. That's to join moves requires comment. So the qualifying arrival date is going to be the date when the students and the worker meet together at the school district in item number 3. Okay, item number 4, the worker moved due to economic necessity. On this date here, this is the day when the worker actually moved from one school district to another to do the qualifying work. As you see in here, it's not the same. It doesn't matter. With the new law, it doesn't matter. The worker can go and do the work here, and then they move together to Oklahoma City. That's fine. And sometimes this number 1 and number 4 is going to be the same. No problem too. So we have in here the workers. This is the qualifying work move. And actually we have that the worker engaged in new qualifying work soon after the move. Soon after the move means 60 days, before 60 days when they arrive to that location where they did qualifying work. That's item 1 through 4. Now we go to items 5 to 6 here. The recruiter needs to input here the qualifying activity. You can enter here the qualifying activity and then tap the key, and then the system will give you the code, COE code in here. Or you can actually go in here and check the drop-down list. But easier if you actually input in here first, and then you tap it, and the system will populate that one. We have in here actually something for, if applicable, personal subsistence. We need a comment for that. I never seen anything in Oklahoma. Some other places they have it, some other states. I never seen one of these, but may happen. And also in items 5, we have if the work was temporary or seasonal, then you need to pick one, seasonal or temporary. We don't have fishing here, so it's just agriculture. But if you actually doing a COE on previous move, let's say somebody moved from Alaska and they did qualifying work in there in fishing, then you will pick fishing work in here. But then items number 1 to 4 will change in number 4. But anyway, I don't want to confuse you, that just depending on what are you doing in Oklahoma, agriculture. Then if the work is temporary here, if this one here is temporary, then we need a comment. And also we need to say who said that the work was temporary, the worker, the employer. That's 2 options. We don't have C. We didn't do C here in Oklahoma. So for us only applies A or B. And then, but because it's seasonal, I don't need to say that. Also, if you choose temporary here, we need the employer name here. Even though it's seasonal, sometimes it's good to give us the name. So that way we know who the employer is, and in the future we can use and look for more workers with that employer. Here is the general comments area. General comments are all the area that requires comment, as we say, personal subsistence, comment. The joint move before that we were speaking about in items 1 to 4 here requires comment. All that areas, all the comments go in here. And those comments need to be related to those items. For example, I read that some districts, they say, oh, the worker is looking for better paying job. That's not related. That's not. Please focus on the move and the eligibility and the required comments. Just in that. Don't say something that somebody that doing some re-interview will see as a non-qualifying. Okay, now that we have completed items 1 through 4 and items 5 through 6, we are ready to move to the children's tab. Here I have the student information, last name. We have a second last name. We have a suffix just in case. Sometimes we don't need nothing here. I am using it just to make sure that we use it. First name, middle name. In here we have the sex or gender. Here we have races. And sometimes you need to click several in here. Is Hispanic. And some people say that they are Hispanic white. Some others use Native American, American Indian, depending on what you choose. Here is white. And then the birthday, make sure that if you have available the birth certificate to make sure that it's the right birthday. You don't need to ask for a birth certificate, but if it is available, we use it. Okay, when you are in here, when you input the birthday, you click the tab key, so to move into the edge, and actually it will populate the edge. Also here we have how we got the birthday. It was for a hospital certificate, parents affidavit, from the passport, and mostly we use parent affidavit. Oops, no. And that's fine. But sometimes it is good to check with the school enrollment clerk and see if this one is right. And then we need the grade level, the type of enrollment. We have several here. See, we have regular term med-funded projects. Oklahoma is actually 05. We had the basic school, and then we had the program at the school. Then 06 is for those students that are out of school use and are residents only. They are not enrolled at the school level. They are just on the migrant education program. They are eligible, but they are not attending the school. So that you will click 06. And non-migrant, we don't use 07 here in Oklahoma. Okay, see, one of the things for the school name, because I am using the Oklahoma City Public Schools, because we don't have a program here, the system didn't give me a school ID when I click the tab. But in your school district, you will say Oklahoma City Coolidge Elementary School, and then when you tab it, you will have the school ID in there. The NCES number will appear in there. Right now, I don't have it because I am using in general just the district. We have another tab in here is for the multi-birth. It's yes or no. Some students, they are twins. Some others triples, quadruples, depending on. So the birth city, where the student was born, the state, the country. And sometimes you will have people from Guatemala, and you can ask me, or if you don't have, we have a table here in MIS2000 that you can actually look for countries. And let me see, we have different Venezuela. I don't know what ban means. We have several in here, but for reason of time, I just want to let you know. But if you have questions about this, we can send you the table, or I can show you how to use the table to look for this information. The residency date is gonna be sometimes the same qualifying arrival date, but this is the day when the student arrived at the school district, when they actually enter the school district and they say that they are there. That is residency day. Sometimes they are the same with the qualifying arrival day, sometimes not. The enrollment date. Here is a lot of confusion sometimes. Here is the date when the student enrolled at the school, or maybe just the date when the student was enrolled into the migrant education program. May say 3/8/2019 in here, the date that COE was created. That cannot be an enrollment date. And that's okay. The MDE that we need to collect says that it can be both, any of those. The funding day is going to be the day that the student is enrolled. And here is just like a duplication of the qualifying arrival date for easiness. So just looking here, I don't need to go back into the eligibility tab just to make sure that I know, just looking in here, that's the reason why it's there, just to make it easy for me to have it here. Then we need to know if the student is homeschooled. The recruiter need to ask this question. If the student is 06 in here, they need to ask, because the student is not at the school, is this student being homeschooled? Yes or no? We need to have yes or no, but no blank is yes or no. Okay, now that we have, we need the district of residency. And we have a home-based city for those students that travel from one place where they reside most of the time of the year. They live in one place, and then they move, and they go different cities or one or two cities, and then they come back here. That's the home base. And we need the state and the country if they have a home base. If not, leave it blank, no problem. We have the children. And one of the things that I want to show you here in this area is you try to enter information in a new COE, the system won't allow you. You need to click first new enrollment. Then you can start. You need to click here, new enrollment, and the system will take the information here. When you are done entering this information here for this student, I can add another one here. I click new enrollment. I am not authorized. Why not? It's mine. Well, see, I am not authorized to make changes to this COE. But you click in here, new enrollment, and the system will blank this, and you can enter another student information, do the same thing. And then when you finish, you can, if you have more students, you click new enrollment again, and then you will have the blank to fill in. And then when you have all these students, you move into the signatures. And you request that the parents sign in here. You click sign, then a window will pop up here, and with the pen, they sign. Then the date, the relationship. I don't know. Oh, it's great. So here is the mother, the father, whoever is signing the COE, whoever is giving you the information, or the person who you are interviewing, you put that name in here. And also see here, signed by, see, Joanna Doe is the mother, so you can actually, oops, I am not authorized. Okay. So this is the COE. When you have done all this, the recruiters, it's good to review again the information and make sure that you don't have any flaws like misspellings and phone number, wrong phone number, that everything is fine here. Your information here is not missing. You are not using, for example, here some people can say that this is another state, to make sure that is the information that you want to submit. And then you click, when you go through again, just review it, make sure, and then you sign it here, staff. Interviewer signature, you click on sign, and you sign it here, and this is gonna be the recruiter's name and the date. Then you submit the COE here. When you click the submit button, this will disappear from your view. Then the reviewer, the local reviewer from your district, or your program director, will go here on view. And because he or she won't be able to see the COE on the draft COE, on the COE view, it's gone from there. The reviewer will go into COE draft and review the information. The same information that is in here is gonna be here on draft COE. And that information, the reviewer will go back again and make sure that all this information is correct. And this one make the family eligible. The job of the reviewer is to make sure that it's a qualifying move, that is for economic necessity, that the student that is coming together or to join. All the information is actually that make the family eligible. And also the qualifying activity, is something seasonal or temporary. If not, the reviewer need to send the COE back. And we have options when we click on the view. Oh, this thing is, okay. When we click here on the view, the COE draft, we have the option to reject or to approve the COE. If the reviewer rejects the COE, it's gonna go back to the recruiter. Then the recruiter will need to make corrections and then resubmit it again. Then the reviewer will go back and review the COE again, and then it's gonna be approved. When the COE get approved, then they need to do uploads. And how we do uploads, we go here on procedures, and then upload changes here. Most of the time when you click on the icon for MIS2000, and when it opens, something will pop up and ask you, hey, do you need to check for update? Or you say yes. You need to log in or open the software at least twice per week, so you have a fresh backup in case your system crash. It's easy to recover. We just call the vendor and they go into the server and they grab your fresh data that you actually have in the system. And also, sometimes the system have new updates, and I will show you when we get into the view, we have new updates. I just got them this morning, and that's why this one, check for update or upload changes, is something that I do maybe twice a day to be current. Okay, now that we know how the COE work, we need to go, let me put in children to go into the student view. Okay, student view. And because I am here, I have my COE. See, when you have your all COE are already approved, the data entry specialist, we are going here for the data entry specialist. I am going into the student view that is used by the data entry specialist. The data entry specialist from the COE goes into the student view. And see, I have John Doe Jr. And see, all the information that is already there, all this information is being pre-populated from the COE. So what that means, that making the data entry specialist job easier. We need to make sure that this information is correct. And the first point that the data entry specialists need to check is here. See this AOE, it means end of eligibility. This student is eligible until March 5, 2022. Some COEs, they are almost expiring or expire. In case that you are doing something for a COE that is already expired, let's say this enrollment was on 2019, this enrollment will end until August 2020. So these students, let's say it's something recertified and will expire in March 2020, then you will have to put number 1 in here. You need to pick something, providing services for the duration of the term. That means the duration of the year. But because right now they're still eligible, we don't need to put anything in there. And also, if the student is in high school, we need the designated graduation school in here. And this is not the name of the high school. It is a specific number given for the national, how is this, NCES, National, I forgot the name of this. I have it in my mouth, but National Center for Education Statistics. That's the name of the NCES, National Center for Education Statistics. That's the number that goes in here. If the student is in senior grade, let's say 12th grade, he graduating that year, you need to let us know is the date of graduation and also what kind of degree he's getting, like a GED, graduation from high school, or an equivalence. We need that for just for high school student. This is not for anybody, just high school student here. Then the school name, again, this is going to be one of your schools on your district. The school ID, this one is going to be pre-populated already. You don't need to worry about that. Okay, the withdrawal date. If your student didn't move, let's say the upcoming data entry is due January 31st, the upcoming fall data entry information that we need. If one of the students that you are entering in there moves away from your district, you need to put the date that the student actually, the last day of attendance in there. If the student is still enrolled at the school, you don't need to do anything, just leave it blank. We don't need, because this enrollment that was created at the beginning of the school year is good for the whole year. This in here is just at the end of the school year that everybody is going to be withdrawn for the year. So then we need dates in here. Right now, just the student that moves. Okay, then the type is going to be there, grade is going to be populated. Then if the student move on the fall, at the end of the fall or earlier, you will need the date that the student was enrolled at the school, the date that the student was present, and also at the beginning of the school year, you may know if the student is priority for services or not. We need to know here if that student has a priority for services based on the Migrant Education Program rules. Also, if the student English learner, we need to know. Don't leave it blank. Just say yes or no, but we need to know yes or no. That the student has an IEP or individual education plan. Yes or no. Don't leave it blank. Just answer yes or no. Medical alert. Does the student have any medical alerts? Let us know. Say yes. What kind or none? See? We have options here, but don't leave it blank. Immunizations available. Say yes or no. Do you have it or not have it? Okay. Termination type. If the student have a withdraw date, you gotta have a termination here. What kind of termination? Maybe the student turned 22. If the student deceased, the student is not eligible because here ended, or graduated here, moved, or is non-migrant. Like right now that we are conducting the re-interviews and we are finding some students are not eligible anymore, I will mark them as non-migrant. That's gonna be the termination, and also we have a date in here. But don't leave it blank, we need something there, wherever it applies. We need a date for the termination, it's gonna be the same withdraw date. But it doesn't matter, just put the same date. This is gonna be here already populated. Residency day is gonna be populated. Here is the student drop out from school, but it is still in your district. So just give us the dropout date in here. This is just when the student is enrolled at the school and is a dropout. We need this because we need to make a report, dropout and graduation and all that. We need all that to make reports. This is gonna be already there. All this information gonna be there. But also we need here residency verification date. This is the date when you know that the student get into your district, or when you recertify, you knew that the student is still there. Oh, the student is here, didn't move. Boom, that day is the residency verification day. You know that the student is residing in your district. We need to know that date. They ask for that in our reports. Also, we need to know that the student has taken Algebra 1. This is Algebra 1 indicator, yes or no. I've been seeing that some data entry specialists, they just put no. And I find out that they already took it. How I find out? I go into credit accrual that now I need to do an upload right now because they did change it here. Now, this credit accrual is called course history. This is the name of the tab now. Here, this one, course history. It's saying here. I checked my desktop, it's already done, but I didn't do an upload. So that's why it's not showing. Because my laptop is not connected directly with the server. That's why we need to do uploads. Okay, here is the where I know, because the history of the course history will tell me, oh, this student already took it. And then I find out here that they say no. Oh, why not? It's already there. Okay, that's why we need to make sure that we answer correctly here. Okay, now our state transcripts. That the student have transcript from Guatemala, that's from Texas, or from Kansas, Arkansas, wherever. Some student may have it, you may have it. So yes or no, answer yes or no. And this one here, maybe it's prepopulated from the COE if the recruiter actually completed. If not, the data entry need to say yes or no. Okay, here we have some comments as needed about the students. This is not about why the worker or from the other side or the COE side. This is coming from the students. Thing that we need to know, or somebody in the other end need to know about the student. Okay, now that we have completed the student view, if you have more students, and I don't want to move from here because if I move, I am gonna get into the full names of the student, and we cannot use names on live screen. But this is how you move in here. If you click in this navigation pane, it will move you. The newest student, it's gonna move you to the last student in your list in here, and they're gonna be the first student in your list. Now that we went through the school history, if you have any question, let me know now before I move to the testing. Okay, so I will move to the testing or assessment. We have a list, this one, you don't need to worry manually and do something. All you need to do with the testing or assessment is to make sure that your district is actually entering that information for your students, because the wave will populate this weekly. The wave is checking weekly for this tab here. And that's why you don't need to do anything. But when I review all the data, I will create a report, and then I will let you know. I will share the report with you, and I will say, hey, those students are missing data. So you may need to find out that data if available, and maybe enter on the district system or enter it here on MIS2000. But this one is something that is a project that we did, so now it's a help for you that you don't need to worry about it that much. The health tab, this is not required by law or for us, but if you have health data, it is good that you enter voluntarily. This will help the student just in case they move to other districts that have the migrant program, and easy off the enrollment process or anything that they may require something is missing, but they have it here, they will enroll quickly. Also the medical alert, what conditions, allergies, medications, all this help the student in another district that they may know about it. And that's why it's here. But again, it's voluntary, it's not required, but will help the student. Now here, this is another tab that now is called Supplemental. When you do an upload, this tab name will change to MEP Services, MEP Services. That's the name of this tab now. I just didn't do these two changed names, Supplemental and Credit Accrual changed name. So now here we'll say MEP Services. And are the same thing. It's the tutorial, elementary. Also here, when you enter information here, you pick one, you click tab, and it will give you the code. So if you want to delete this, the system don't save it, just click the X sign here. See, it's gone. If you want to save it, then, let me see here. You just click to enrichment. You can just move away to here. Let me see. We need the start date, see the end date. For example, one student withdraw, or depending how this is mostly used on the summer when they do student enrichment, but also maybe after school tutoring or something just for student enrichment may qualify for this. Or all depending what is it, reading. See, reading will change code, and we need the start date, the end date, hours, and when we say hours, it's like a day attended. 1 hour equals 1 day. Something that I miss a lot, and we keep asking for it, is the funding code. It doesn't matter who pays for these services. We need them here. If one migrant student participates in anything that is paid at the school level, it doesn't matter. We need it, even if paid with federal, with local money, with migrant money, or by state money, or another title. If we have a big list in here that you need to pick one. Sometimes it's consolidated. Just pick something from there, wherever applies. And that's gonna be services. And let me go through see how extensive is a big list. See, at risk. Let me see what code is this, 28. So if this student is at risk, it will tell me that this student is ready for service, if receiving these kind of services. Okay, we have the supplemental tab. So now we have the parents tab. Before I speak about the parents tab, also I want to tell you about another innovation that is in place. In this area, underneath the student ID, here at the right corner on the top, we added the student testing number from the wave. Data entry clerk will need to enter that information here. It is something like this, similar, it's here. And you will enter that number there, the STN number is ready to enter there, but so you will see it when you do an upload. Okay, now we move to the parents tab. If you have any question about that new STN, let me know. Okay, the parents, see, we can actually change it on the student name here. You can do it, just click in there, and you can change John for Juan. You can change Do for doing, or give it a middle name, or remove whatever you want to do in here, and then just close it, and it's gonna be there. Change it, it's gonna show in there. In here, see, we have the parent, guardian, last name, and if for the parents, sometimes parents move, or they get divorced, or they get separated, and we need only one parent, or they change address, or they get, some information that you need to change in here, just going in this, without going into the COE. From here, it will transfer to the COE. And you can do this, you are allowed. I mean, you are allowed to do this change. And, okay, the course history. Again, here the student will have all the courses that they have taken. This list in here is gonna be extensive. All the courses like Algebra 1, Mathematics, Physics, Vocational, Architecture, Arts, Business Information, Education. See, any of this is gonna be there. you pick in here, and then you pick the course name, English 1, Foundation, Student Aid, Boys Athletic, wherever you pick your, but also I want to tell you this is something that you don't need to worry about. Just make sure that it is in your school district student information system. The way we'll populate this for you, if available in your local information system. If something for your student is missing, that's the reason why I send out a spreadsheet where you actually enter the information for those students that doesn't pull in here. And because we need that for our evaluators. So you don't need to go through that much, but I just want to explain you the term type. This is a partial credit, for example. If the student didn't finish, maybe the automatic system is not collecting this information properly. If the student moved, you may need to come and enter the information manually to calculate the partial credit for the student. For example, one student started in August, but is gone right now. That student will have a withdrawal date, and maybe was taking some courses. So how many clock hours? And when they say clock hours, it's like days. How many days? And what percentage of the grade? 90 or 80 or 95, depending. Here is when your student complete the whole. This one is mostly populated by the automatic system. You don't need to worry about that. But this one, maybe the student moved before, you may need to do that manually. Other than that, just let it go. Don't worry about it. Here, the Documents tab. Here we have some people are saying that they are not able to scan new documents and load it directly. But here is something that if you have some kind of document like a out-of-state transcript, you can actually scan it into your system and then attach the document here. If you don't have, see, you choose your document there and then just open and it will go into that tab. So we are able to see it. It can be chat records or any document that it is useful for the student in another school district when they move, and you give a little description here, and you can attach any document, many documents as you need. I mean, you can go and attach document. If you have the scanner attached to your computer, then it's gonna be easier. Because if you click a scan, it will say scanner not found because we are not connected to the scanner. So it's easier to just attach the document. If you have the document in your computer, and then open it, and then it will go into there. Okay, now I will try to do an upload. Hopefully I can get those. Let me see here, upload changes. So you will see how that looks like. See, it's saying there all the updates available that I have. So now I am getting my updates that I was talking about. Downloading. Even if you don't have any updates available, if the system asks, say yes and check. And see the changes now. see the STN number that I was talking about here? This is from the web, your student information system. When you enroll a student, if it is a new student coming from Guatemala, it's the first time that this student will not be enrolled in one of the school districts in the US, one STN number is going to be assigned, the student testing number. So we want that number there. And also, as you can see, this changes course history. It was credit accrual before, huh? Now it's course history, MEP services. That's the three changes that we did. So we got it now. And you saw how we do an upload. And you need to do that at least once per week. So if your system crashes, then our vendor will have a fresh data packet for you to retrieve and reload it into your system. Okay, I think that's all that I have about MIS2000. If you have any question, let me know, or right now, or later, email me or hearing.
Veronica asked, I think you were on the parents tab.
Okay.
She said on hours, right, how many hours do they have services? Do we put 1 hour a day?
Oh, services. Oops. Okay. Hours of services. This is days attended. 1 hour equals 1 day. That's what I was saying. For example, students may have after school tutoring, and it actually clock hours. It's like if they go 3 times a week, then it's like 3 days per week.
And
Yeah.
so far, that was the only question that was chatted in.
Okay.
Any other questions out there today?
Okay.
Jose,
Yes.
I get this is Polly. I'm just wondering, I can't understand, like I understand when a new family comes in and I determine their migrant family. So I take all their information, blah, blah, blah. And then when you're talking about recertifying, do we do that every year or what does that mean?
Okay. That is when you did a certificate this year that is new. It is in your district until the end of the school year.
Mm-hmm.
So the student didn't move. When next year starts, and you know that the student is still there and is enrolled back into the school, then you look for that COE, for the old COE that you did this year,
Mm-hmm.
and you click Recertify on the top of the let me see if I can actually don't.
Hit stop share for me for a minute.
Okay, let me stop sharing this because I need to pick a.
Yeah, you can just shrink this one down.
I need to pick my
Yeah,
previous.
now you can get there anywhere you need to.
I need to pick my COE that I have. Incomplete. So I don't show you. Where is it? Okay, I got that now. Go back here. How can I go back to the
See what this one does.
to show this screen?
Yep. Drive you just for a minute here.
Share my screen.
And now I'm not seeing your share button.
Okay, you
It's
can
disappeared on me.
yeah
If I
minimize it and then go back into the now share. Okay, we are back, and I don't want to show where is my COE here. Okay, see, when you want to recertify, let's say this student,
they can't see it.
huh?
Nothing, you're good.
Okay, this student that John Doe, he was here for 18-19 school year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say for 1920, John Doe is still here in my district, didn't move. So I need to recreate the COE. I need to re-enroll him. So I go here with and COE on the top here, COE. Are you with me? Here. And then you will see here at the bottom, Recertify COE. You click on that, and what it will do, it will duplicate this COE here, and will delete some information from there. For example, it will delete the grade. It will delete also the school ID. It will delete the enrollment date, the funding date. That will be blank when you click Recertify. So you will need to update that information. But in here, instead of saying, you're going to say Recertify incomplete COE, because you need to follow the same process. But we are talking about an old COE that is already, because remember that a new COE from each qualifying arrival date, this COE is good for 3 years. And that's the reason why we recertify every year for counting purposes. If we don't recertify, then that student won't be counted. And that's why you search for the student that you want to recertify, you look for the original COE, and then you click on COE, and then click Recertify. If I click Recertify, it will say something that because I am using an incomplete COE, but usually going to be already accepted. It's only for accepted COE that are already in the system. But I cannot show you accepted COE. That's why. But if you have one COE to recertify, I believe all the COEs were recertified already, but next year. But also we have a process, and we will send you information when the time to recertify next year comes. So, or I can send you more information about it if you need to know now to be ready for next year. But we will go through again. We will send you documents how to recertify.
Okay, but I'm just wondering also on the enrollment date. Isn't the enrollment date always the same?
The enrollment date, this is each year. For example, it's going to be the same for, let's say, when you recertify the COE, it will change the enrollment date. You need, because this is for the first year, you enroll this student, and because it is for 3 years, but you will need to re-enroll the students. For residents only, it's gonna be the date that you recertify the COE, that is gonna be your enrollment date. And for a school enrolled student, it's the day when you enroll the student at the school.
But even if this enrollment date changes, say this kid stays in school, changes to August, I would, if he was going to go to the same school, I would change it to like August 10th, 2020, whenever he goes back to school. But the migrant funding is 3 years from the original enrollment date?
Yes, but you need to recertify if the student doesn't move from your district.
Okay, but it'll still be, but the ending date will still be 3 years from the beginning date.
Oh, yes. From this date, for example, this student is gonna be eligible until March 5th, 2022. If the student doesn't move at that date, then next year you are not able to recertify.
Oh, because it will be past
Yeah, it's
2019.
gonna be
Okay.
expired
Okay.
unless it expired after the enrollment date.
Mhm.
Then you will still be able to recertify, but then we will need number one, on the service, the ending of eligibility, coordination of services. We will need something in there that I was showing you here. Let me go with this. Let me go and show.
Thank you.
Okay, you got that? You don't need more explanation here? Let me see here. I was talking about if something expired after the enrollment date or after you recertify, then you will need to pick here one, okay? Just at the end when they are not eligible anymore because it's expired. Other than that, you don't need anything there. Like in this case, it's good. So we don't need anything in there. Any other question? I think somebody tried to chat.
Whoops, Jose.
Yes.
I'm sorry. On the continue services, even if it expires, you wouldn't click continue services. That would be. I mean, you don't mean continue services through the year, or just until the expiration date.
Well, no, see, what happened is just because eligibility expired, that doesn't mean that you have to throw the student out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we have the coordination of services, because we know that they are not eligible anymore, but only for that period, because the student was enrolled, let's say the student was enrolled in August in your school, but then in September, it got expired.
Mm-hmm.
You won't eliminate the student just for that. You will go there and click on number one. That will let us know that that student is being served, even though it's not eligible anymore because it's expired. But
Okay.
just for this year, next year, no more. Unless you got a new COE or they did a new move, and then they will have a new qualifying arrival date. And every new qualifying arrival date will make those students eligible for another 3 years and like that, every time they move.
Okay. And just one question. I know that, like being migrant, I'm very new at this, means that there are free and reduced lunch, that they can go to Boys and Girls Club, that they can go to summer school. Even if they're not eligible, we still continue those services through the end of the semester or school year?
For the school year, not for summer. That's
Not summer
different.
school.
No, no.
But okay, but
One
anything
student
that
is,
happens during the school year.
yes, when it expires during the school years after the enrollment day, you just continue services until the end of the school year.
Okay.
Summer is like an extension of the school year, but they are
Mhm.
not eligible for that. You cannot
Okay.
provide services using. Yes. Veronica, you are asking about when we recertify, day is a couple of days after the school year. Do we still count them? For example, they end in August 13 and school start on August 10. Oh, yes. Yeah, they are still eligible. But you will need to mark number one here, that they are being served, providing service for the duration of the year. Number one is going to be here for that student, Veronica. She can speak, Veronica? Okay. Veronica, did I answer your question? Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, they're still. Okay, some other question? Oh, okay. That's it, huh? The answer is here on the tab. Yeah, in 1 day. Okay. I think we are done. Well, thank you very much for your attention and for participating in this webinar. And if you have any questions, let us know. We are here to help you. And don't worry about it. Let us know.
Okay, well, thank you for the information. I really needed it and really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Okay, thanks.